It's the 89th minute of a tight match. The leading team needs to kill momentum, so a defender drops to the grass, clutching his calf. The referee stops play, the medical staff rushes on with the magic sponge, and the clock bleeds out. For decades, this was a highly rational tactic. The reward was enormous. You rested your defense and broke the opponent's rhythm, while the risk of a real sporting punishment was zero. Referees traditionally tried to manage this with subjective warnings, or by handing out yellow cards deep into stoppage time. But because these cards rarely affected the outcome of the match, they did nothing to deter the behavior. The core vulnerability in the rulebook was that enforcement relied on a human official trying to judge a player's internal intent to waste time. Because the old incentive structure made gamesmanship practically free, the game required a rewrite that changed the math of how delays are penalized. That rewrite arrives at the 2026 World Cup. The tournament serves as the global rollout for a package of reforms authorized by the game's lawmakers, the International Football Association Board. IFAB's new approach removes the burden of subjective enforcement from the referee. Instead, they are handing control over to unfeeling digital countdown clocks. Under this system, the currency of punishment changes. Instead of issuing isolated warnings, the new rules force offending teams to pay with their most valuable assets: the number of men on the pitch and territorial possession. FIFA is betting that by attaching an automatic sporting cost to every second lost, they can make traditional time wasting mathematically unsustainable. The first major patch targets the fake injury exploit through the 1-minute off-field treatment protocol. Any injured player causing a stoppage must leave the pitch, barred from returning for 60 seconds of active play. Their team defends short-handed. Carve-outs exist for safety. The penalty doesn't apply to head injuries or carded falls. However, this exposed a major loophole. Because goalkeepers are exempt from leaving the field for treatment, teams used simulated goalkeeper injuries as proxy tactical timeouts. While the keeper sat on the grass, outfield players would rush the touchline for coaching instructions. To close this, the new rules outlaw outfield players from leaving their designated positions to speak with coaches during a goalkeeper medical stoppage. They have to remain on the pitch or gather in the center circle. Feigning an injury shifted from being a free tactical rest period to a genuine defensive liability. The second target is the tactical substitution, where a departing player slowly walks toward the halfway line to bleed the final minutes of a match. Under the new substitution rule, the departing player has exactly 10 seconds to cross the nearest boundary line. If that bar expires, a lockout triggers. The substitute is barred from entering for 1 minute of active play, forcing the team down to 10 men. Finally, the reforms weaponize the referee's hand to address delays during throw-ins and goal kicks. Referees can now initiate a visual 5-second countdown. If a player delays a throw-in past that count, possession is awarded to the opponent. If a goalkeeper delays a goal kick past that count, the referee awards a corner kick to the opposition instead. By tying specific automatic game states, like turnovers and corner kicks, to a ticking clock, the rules bypass the need for a referee to judge a player's intent. Before reaching the World Cup, these protocols were stress-tested in Major League Soccer and MLS Next Pro. This chart displays the trial's results. Where the 1-minute treatment rule was active, injury stoppages dropped from an average of nearly 6 per match down to just 1.5. The data shows when the cost of tactical delay is high enough to risk a goal, elite athletes adapt to the clock almost instantly. The crackdown also extends to behavioral gamesmanship. To stop players from hiding verbal abuse from lip-reading cameras, covering your mouth during a confrontation with an opponent or official can now result in a direct red card. For organized dissent, the rules are even harsher. Any team that walks off the pitch in protest of an official's decision will trigger an automatic match forfeiture. This forfeiture rule was codified following a high-profile protest incident during the January 2026 AFCON final. As these rules move from trials to the World Cup stage, the 2026 tournament marks the moment where delay tactics stop being a free tactical weapon and start becoming a deficit teams can no longer afford to carry. FIFA hasn't just updated the rulebook, they have priced the dark arts out of the game entirely.